we'll go through all the controls first, okay?
I mean, you wanted it?
Right. Yeah. So looking at the handle here, we have an adjustment for raising the arm up and down. So this, when you have it lower, it gives you a little bit more mechanical advantage to lift the power harrow, because this is a really heavy piece of equipment.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to try it, Vanessa? Just but you know, it's pretty heavy. Now we could put a weight kit in the front here, and that'll balance it a little bit better. Okay. And so the adjustment for the handle, so that gives you a little bit more advantage. Like, so if you're taller, maybe you'd have it, or shorter, you know, or want it up here. So this is about I would say this is a good height for me to operate it. We've got okay, this lever here basically turns the handle, so we can put it off to the side. So that way we're operating it and we're not standing on the bed. So we can walk along the side of this thing with this, or you can put it on this side. Now this side has a limitation where you can put it. So see how these controls, they come unclipped like that, and then you can turn the whole thing around to the front. Raise this up a bit. But the thing when you're doing this is to watch the cables that they don't get pinched, right? And
Yeah, like right here.
We're doing okay. So now you'd have it in this position here. This position would be when you're using the flail mower, right? The flail mower is actually, so you bring this in the front, clip these guys on like this, and so in this position you're actually in reverse. So all the controls on here are backwards, right? So the signs in here would be the opposite of what you want. So like forward would be reverse, and so it's backwards.
Okay.
So it's a little bit confusing when you're using the flail mower, right? Okay. But for the rotary plow and the power harrow, you operate it in the forward operation. So here, see, now we got, it's pretty freaking heavy, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, so I just wanted to show you how we basically get the handlebar. Got it there? Good?
No.
No?
Okay, now we're good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's good to have somebody watch that. Definitely can get bound up and then kink your cables, and then it'll be an expensive repair.
Okay, starting it. How do we start it?
Yeah, we're going to get to that, right? Right. So, so that's your handlebar adjustments, right? Everybody okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
You want to try that?
Cool.
To adjust it?
Yeah, let's try the different, adjusting the height. How do you do that? This lever here. Cool. So it's push down. Yeah. And it goes there. And you see there's notches in it. See the notches? Mm-hmm. Right? So they got to be in the notches. Right. Oh, that one's not in a notch. So there's like, looks like there's about, oh, there's quite a lot of them. There's 8. Like way up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, depending on how you're using it, it may sink in. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
How do you twist it?
And then when you're out of it.
Okay, so then you unhook these things, get them off.
Oh no, I meant like twist it to the side.
To the side, yeah. So then you're going, just
Right
to, yeah, you pull this lever,
Oh yeah.
and then that goes right there,
Oh yeah.
and that, and it locks in. It'll lock into, oh, no, that's all right. It has a limit to where it's going to go. See there, it's right there, it's
I
locked
see.
in. It has like a detent, all right? And the same with this side. Now this side here will only go so far.
I broke it.
No, you didn't. So basically, it only goes so far. It won't go all the way around. It'll only go all the way around one way only. Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. Cool. And so it allows you to adjust it to for your comfort and safety, right? The idea also is when you're putting off to the side, you know, you're not, if you're working with a power rotary plow, your feet are not so close to the machine. And typically I'll run with it like this, or just one handle like this, holding the throttle, and that's fine. Okay, so other controls. This is your forward and reverse. Okay, so forward and reverse lever. So to work that, you'd pull in your clutch and you'd put it in reverse or forward. Now, if you had it in the opposite handles over there, this would be backwards. The same with the differential here, the same thing there. So differential, you're looking at this one here, it's got a handle and it says unlock here and lock. So when it's locked, both wheels are engaged. They'll both have power to it. And if you put an unlock, where it is right now, then these wheels operate independently, so you can turn it faster, right? So I don't know if I could turn this thing, it's too heavy to do it right now, but you could turn it a little easier. That makes the life a little easier. The smaller models don't have that, okay? So this is more of a professional model, whereas they have the other ones that are more for like homeowners and okay, small scale farms, I guess. Okay, okay, this is your throttle, right? So it just basically starts in different speeds here. This screw gets loose once in a while, so I might have to tighten it up, because if it gets loose, then it'll just flop this way and you won't be able to accelerate. So that has to be tightened once in a while. For the first year, a lot of these cables needed some adjustment, especially the clutch, because it starts stretching with use. So we had to adjust it by turning this little adjustment here to increase the tension on the clutch, right? But it's okay now, right? Just one of those things that have to be done when you're breaking it in. Okay. Okay, so we've got our this is your gears. So we got there's 3 gears in forward. Okay, so this is forward. So we've got first, second, and third here. First, second, and third, and neutral between each one. Now first is running like turtle speed, that's why they got a little turtle on here. And second is like a fast walking speed, you know, maybe one like this, right? Average walking speed. And then the jackrabbit is you're actually kind of running. And it's you know, I would only use that on low, like I would turn your throttle down, and if you wanted to get to the field faster, you could use the jackrabbit speed. But you know, I wouldn't use it when you're actually using the implement. It could be a little bit dangerous to hang on to. But you know, you can get to where you need to go faster by using the jackrabbit speed. Okay. Then your PTO. So this is your PTO, and that's engaged by pushing it in or out, right? So 2 different settings, just in or out, right? Okay, so for starting, so those are all your controls. For starting, we have a kill switch here. So when you're operating the machine, if at any time you feel like you're in trouble or out of control, or something makes a big noise or starts catching fire, which it has, yeah, what happened was there was some grass that was stuck in between a plate on the bottom there, and it just started getting so hot, and it actually caught fire. So we were able to stop the machine and take it apart and clean that grass out, and without it getting any damage. So this is a kill switch. Basically, you let go of that and it stops everything, right? Stops the motor, runs everything, runs the PTO, the tractor wheels, everything. So once you let go of this, it stops the engine and stops everything immediately, right? So if you feel like it's going to flop over or turn over or spill, just let go of this, and that's your first thing to do, right? So, and I think that's relatively safe. I know some people freeze sometimes when things go wrong, and it's really important to think about that, right? So, and this is basically your clutch. So there's a clutch in here that engages the gear, the gears inside, transmission, okay, and the PTO, also for reversing forward and backwards, right? So to start it, we're going to need to put this down and have the clutch engaged, and we put this little lever in, up, down, this little clips in there, and that holds it in place, right? So then we go to the front of the tractor, and we look at the two different, there's a choke and a gas lever here. So the gas lever is the one on the bottom, and the choke's the one on the top. You see, there's the gas, right?
Yeah.
And then that's the choke. And to engage the choke, you take the lever and pull it this way, right? So what that does, it's closing the carburetor and reducing the amount of air that's coming to the engine. And so now we'll turn the throttle. We'll take the throttle, we'll put it at 3/4, right about there. See, there's full, there's about 3/4, okay? And so now we've got gas to it. There's no primer, basically it's just ready to go. It's got the clutch in, so it's not going to go anywhere, but it's also good to put it in neutral. If you're sitting on an embankment, maybe you want to put it in gear, but it doesn't need to. See, the clutch is engaged, so it's not going to go anywhere, right? And then we just basically pull this. So when you're pulling this, it's good to have a grip, but to also to not hang on to it really hard, because if it kicks, it's going to pull it out of your hand, and it hurts, right? So what you want to do is pull the cord till it starts giving you a little bit of resistance, so it's about there. See how I pulled it out about there? And then from there, you can pull. Kills the engine, right? So it's not too noisy, but you know, if you're going to work with this a lot, I would recommend this. But looking at the configuration, you're standing back here. You're probably about 5 feet away from the motor. So, like if you're standing right here, like when you have, let's say, a leaf blower, we saw one guy using it. That motor's right next to his, you know, right here, or like a brush cutter. Your motor's sitting right here, right? And so that noise is right next to your ear, and it's really loud. This is further away, so the further you're away, the amount of pressure on your ears is less. So it's I don't think it's a real big issue, but if you're running this in the other position where you're in this location with the handle, the motor is a lot closer to you, right? And you'd be running the flail mower in the front, and the flail mower makes a heck of a lot of noise too. It's got this big clack and crack on, making a lot of noise. So we'll hook it up and I'll show you this thing. But and this thing makes a fair amount of noise too. So it's good to wear the hearing protection, or at least your earbuds. But the thing is, you have to be always aware that if something sounds wrong, right? You know, if you hear something like a pinging sound or scraping sound or something like that, it should be, you know.
Does it have to be running to move it around, like anywhere?
What?
Like between places, does it have to be running to move it into the
no,
barn?
it's like I took it out of the garage.
Okay.
And it wasn't
Yeah.
running.
Just
So
wondering.
it'll roll.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, this roller makes it a little easier to when we were here last time. we set this thing up properly. It wasn't adjusted properly, and so last year I think we had a problem with it because it wasn't adjusted properly, and so we adjusted that. Now it's able to move around a little easier, rolled to where we want it to.